Hi Madison, this is Jackie in the library, and I just saw your email over Canvas looking for research on children and technology and some of our library databases that can help you with that search. I will definitely walk you through some of those, but the first thing, if you don't yet have a library card, you'll need to get one, and you can get one online. You don't have to come to campus. If you scroll down, we're at the college library homepage. How do you get here? You start by going to the college homepage, bluecc.edu, and if you click on library, that gets you right here. So if you don't have a library card yet, really quick, you'll just go down to services and support, and assuming you're a brand new student, you'll click on new patron registration. It'll come up. There'll be a form to fill out, and you'll send it to us, and somebody here will review it and create a library account for you. So once you have that, you should be able to access all the resources I'm about ready to show you off campus. So back to our college homepage, we're going to go to our library databases, and we are going to go to our top library databases. And we'll go ahead and I'm going to show you, I'm just going to focus on two right now, Opposing Viewpoints and Academic Search Complete. They're very different in what they do. Opposing Viewpoints tends to look at large topic issues, looks at kind of big question, quote unquote, hot button issues. Academic Search Complete is a little bit more academic and research oriented. It's where this Opposing Viewpoints you might use for some in-depth information. Sometimes a little bit better to use for background information. Academic Search Complete you'll use when you're ready to explore your topic a little bit more in depth and have narrowed it down a bit. But we'll look at both. I think one of the first things when you're speaking about children and technology, that's one of the challenges with that subject is that it's so big. And so some things, when you're getting ready to do some research like this, is doing a couple things. One is thinking about what's called related terms. So when you're thinking about children and technology, you might want to think of an age group of children. For example, do you want to focus on teenagers? Do you want to focus on kids ages 0 to 8, early learners? Do you want to focus on middle schoolers? That sort of thing. So that's one thing that you can do to help scope the search down. Technology is also tough because it's so big. By technology, you can mean anything from going online. You can mean somebody's interaction with their, mobile devices all the time. You can mean social media. So that's something to think about as well. It can mean television's a kind of technology. So that's something to think about. You might find yourself wanting to narrow your search based on that. And sometimes another question that can be helpful to ask, especially when we're at the point of using that second database, the Academic Search Complete, is maybe putting your search terms, kind of some of the attributes that you care about in your search. So instead of just typing in children and technology, say you want to look at children and technology and, obesity rates, for example. Does a child's greater interaction with technology somehow have a link to greater obesity rates? Or does it affect their behavior? Does it affect their student success, their schooling performance, et cetera, et cetera? So Opposing Viewpoints, to walk through here, is kind of a topical database. And you can see the idea of, children and technology crossing a couple different fields. I think it's a hot topic, so it could easily be a national debate topic or a society and culture topic. It could be a health and medicine topic, to be honest, and certainly a society, science, technology, and ethics topic. So you might just want to pick one and browse where you think it might be. I'm going to go ahead and do society and culture, because you're probably thinking perhaps of children, technology, and health. Perhaps, I'm not sure. And what I did is, let's go back. They always list a top 3. I went ahead and clicked on View All to see everything that came up in this category. And this is where you can browse through and see, is there something that kind of matches your subject? There might be something that's more interesting to you. So you can see we have, various things about online. We have, certainly child behavior, child welfare, that sort of thing, civility in modern society. So we can browse through Browse through, see if something, catches your eye that really, speaks to this. Are you thinking more about, education, that sort of thing? And you can see, wow, there's something on technology and society and technology and education. Nothing specifically that I'm seeing on children and technology, but I think it might be a good start to think about. There might be something interesting, even on television, or if you do actually do something with teenagers, if that's the child age group you choose, that could be important. Or here's information on students. So we've already brought up a lot of different words, right? We brought up technology, but we brought up children, we brought up students, we brought up teenagers. It can show just how you might want to think about your topic to get at what you're looking for. I'm going to go ahead and click on technology and education just to show you what these reports look like. And maybe we'll look at technology and society too. So what these reports do is they give you an overview of the topic, and then they break things down kind of by different formats. So there's always a top 3. So 1, 2, 3. If you want to look at more under this area, which is the viewpoints area, these viewpoints usually come from people that, they don't just go down the street and say, hey, what's your viewpoint on this? These are actually people who have written about this subject, who have had what I would call a considered opinion rather than just a random opinion. But you can look at some of these and see if there's something here. Let's see. So a lot of this is about online. So I wonder if technology and society will be a little bit different. But they do look at certain technologies. So specifically in this case, smartphones benefiting learning or not benefiting learning. That's kind of interesting. And there's more of these. Let's just say you're interested in one of these. I just want to show you. If you found yourself interested in this article, you would just click on it, browse through, and if it's something that you wanted to keep, I just want to point out to you some of the things you can do. Say you wanted to use this, you already know it. There's a citation tool feature that helps you cite this. So there you are. Pretty handy. You can just put that in your Works Cited page. I will say that usually you won't include the URL in this case. If the article that you find or the resource that you find comes from a database, you don't include the URL. If the resource you find comes from a web page, so in other words, you go onto Google, do a search, and you find a web page, most of the time you would include the URL in that case. So that's just a difference there. You can also download and email these articles. Going back to that main page, there's also statistics, so use of technology. This looks like it's mostly in classrooms, which makes sense. We did technology and education. There's some scholarly journals. There's some great, interviews that took place on NPR that might be interesting. So what is the role of technology in education? So a lot of stuff here, some from the U.S. Department of Education. So just a ton of information. Ooh. How virtual reality technology is changing the way students learn. Interesting. And, if that's kind of a little bit off, you can go back and look at things like, technology and society. Maybe that's a little bit more broad. And, wow. And in fact, right away, I see that there's some things on kids right away. So one person is saying, oh, here's some of these viewpoints. Social media might help students write better. This person above is arguing social media may wreck your kids' writing. So that's kind of an interesting comparison right there. And then, of course, other issues, cyberbullying and all that. So again, they always list a top 3. If you want to look at more, you just click on viewpoints and you can get more. So, wow. So really a lot specifically. So actually, in this case, technology and society brought up more, it seems like, on related to children rather than technology and education. But anyway, so I think it's pretty, you just have to play with it. I think it's fairly straightforward. I think that, again, the most difficult part is working with your keywords and ideas that way. So back to our library homepage and library databases, top library databases, and then the second one, academic search complete. So again, you can go ahead and try technology. It's, again, a huge topic. You might want to find yourself right away kind of choosing a technology, whether it's smartphones or mobile devices, whether it's social media, whether it's television, whether it's gaming, something like virtual reality. Does kids spending more of their time in virtual reality affect, or have impact on their interaction with real reality? As the technology is affecting relationships and our students' ability to cognitively function. So if you use technology as a broad word, I would add things like that, like technology and children and behavior. In fact, we can just go ahead and try it. Technology and children. And one thing with children is this really nice. EBSCO does this for you. As I mentioned, children could be children or adolescents or youth or child. They kind of do that for you. And we might, let's see, children, technology, and I know we can just say behavior at this point. This is kind of nice. They have both the British spelling and, oh, they took out the British spelling, but they kind of find both. Hit search. And so we got about, over 2,000 results here. Oh, this is interesting. So, wow, looking at a ton of different things with technology. Again, you might want to change this a little bit, but it looks like there's actually a subject heading for this. So let me show you a couple things. These are all the articles that came up. We can limit by date, so we might want to go ahead and get to the century. You just move the slider forward, which reduces things a little bit. It's kind of a current issue. A couple things I want to move out. Overstimulated consumers or next generation learners. That sounds kind of funny, or fun. Parent attention and child mobile technology use. We'll take a look at that because I want to show a couple other features. One is there's both these subject areas. You might want to look at parenting, for example, as a narrowing down term. Some people find that really useful and say you really wanted to look at technology and children and their physical activity, for example, or their child psychology. If you click on either of those boxes or behavior disorders, that would limit you down even further. So you would get all the resources on children, technology, and behavior disorders in children, and you'd have 100 results. So it would be pretty narrowed down to what you're looking for. So you can certainly do that. These are similar under the subject, but really looking at the psychological aspects perhaps, or teenagers' conduct of life, a little bit more specific at that article level. Mental health, we didn't even talk about that. We talked about behavior, but not mental health. So again, keeping flexible with those keywords and like saying, what am I asking here? And listening to what you're asking. So let's say you found an article that you wanted, like this one. So you just click on the title. One thing that's really helpful is, so you have the title of the article, all the authors. This is the journal it came from. Here's the summary of the article right here. One thing I want to point out is looks like a specific subject term on technology and children. You could click on this and you'd immediately be taken to all the articles on technology and children. Might be useful, might not be. Sometimes that can be incredibly helpful. If you want to actually take a look at this article, let me show you how you get there. PDF full text right here. And that will open up the entire article just how it appeared when it was originally printed. And I'm moving my screen over because, again, just like in the Opposing Viewpoints database, there's tools to help you. You can always print. You can email these to yourself if you'd like to look that way. There's some other features, like you can add this to a folder, but that you have to create a folder first in EBSCO to save those permanently. If you save them to a folder but you don't have an EBSCO account, they go away. If you really want to create an EBSCO account, you can just sign in and do that. And finally, the most important feature is citing. Again, this is a writing class, so you're going to be using MLA. If you're using the same topic for your, say, a speech class, COM 111, here's APA. So there's that. But you'll just scroll down, find MLA, and again, here's the article citation right there that you would probably use. So yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell. I think, again, really the challenge is thinking about your terminology, thinking about where do I need to be more specific. Okay, children and technology, and kind of asking yourself that so what question, children and technology, and like the examples I gave, obesity, children, technology, and behavior, children, technology, and relationships, children and technology and school performance, and or, thinking more specifically, children and social media and relationship forming, children and even as specific as Facebook and relationship forming. Children